I want to introduce Larry Fowler. Larry is a good friend, and God gave Larry a vision which I think is going to resonate with most of the people on this call. And that's a vision of how do we help not only our kids, but our grandkids. And Larry's coming to us live from Riverside. So take it away, Larry Fowler.
Hey, Jim. Well, it's great to be able to come back and to share with all of you and update Barnabas Group on the Legacy Coalition and what's been happening with us. When we were here last, it was August of 2018, and we were 2.5 years old as a ministry, and we asked the Barnabas partners to help us to get the word out because we were planning for our 3rd national conference on Christian grandparenting. And you guys did a great job. In fact, we had an attendance of 1,200 people in Fullerton, California, and you were responsible for a bunch of that. We thank you so very, very much. That was the largest attendance we had ever had. It was also one step forward towards our dream to have a national impact in grandparents stepping it up and being more intentional with their grandkids. But after the conference was over, we also said that's not nearly enough. You see, conferencing is one way that we fulfill the Great Commission. We help Christian grandparents to be more intentional in discipling their grandchildren. And there are 30 million of them in the United States. We want to see all of them step up their game and to be more intentional and more effective in impacting their grandchildren. So when we said that's not enough, we knew we needed to change our model, and that's what we did. We decided to go from one site to simulcast sites, and over the next months, we saw many sites signed up. Our target was 25 sites. We had 35, and that represented the possibility of growing from 1,200 to 12,000 grandparents participating in what we were doing. We were so excited in February of this year as we were looking forward to that, and then COVID hit and put everything on hold. Before I continue with the update, though, I just want to explain to some of you that may not be familiar with our ministry, what we are and why we exist. You see, many grandparents miss important opportunities to pass on their faith to their grandchildren. And so at Legacy Coalition, what we do is we help grandparents grow in their biblical role through resources and events so that they can have a more spiritual impact on their family. We believe that grandparents have an incredible potential for influence, and we want to do all we can to increase the influence in the youngest generations of America. We're grateful that many of you have seen this potential and you've encouraged us and become real advocates for us. I want to say that we benefited greatly from our connection with the between Legacy Coalition and Barnabas Group. I know that's your purpose. And I want to just name a few. John Lynn from the Orange County chapter has become a good friend and helped us immensely with his wisdom and advice. And others like Greg Leith have used our video seminar in their small groups and have told of how it has powerfully awakened grandparents. But one story is Richard Leonard. And it happened, his story started at that meeting in August of 2018. And I want you to hear him tell the story. Let's watch this video.
Good evening. I'm Richard Leonard, and I'm a Barnabas partner. Have been since 2013, 7 years ago. It was at a meeting where I happened to be walking by a table where Larry Fowler, Legacy Coalition, was standing. He said, "You look like a grandfather. Do you want to find out more about being an intentional Christian grandfather?" And I went, no, thanks. I think I got it covered. I think I'm a good Christian, and I think I'm a good grandparent. That's okay. And then I sat down, and then I heard his presentation. And I went, oh, wow. I really have some things that I have to learn. So I decided to learn more. And then I found out that there was a summit, a conference. I went to it, and oh, man, did it knock my socks off. And from that point on, it was energized. I got my church involved. I talked to other Barnabas partners. And now we have this momentum going in San Diego that still needs a great deal of lift, but more so all the way across the United States.
So Richard started a grandparenting ministry in his church. He's advocated for us with pastors and other ministry leaders that he knows. But more importantly, Richard has become one of our board of directors and has become active and influential really in all aspects of our ministry. And then he connected us with Barb Lorenz, who is another Barnabas member in San Diego. And I want you to listen to her part of the story.
The first time Larry was in San Diego, I missed the meeting. But then my husband brought home a book by Dr. Josh Mulvihill entitled Grandparenting Matters. Richard Leonard talked to me more about the Legacy Coalition and encouraged me to become an ambassador. And I'd been praying that God would lead me to a mission, one in which I had a passion, and intentional Christian grandparenting was certainly one. I knew I had a lot to learn. Since then, with the help of Bill and Mary Beth Diffley, members of the Barnabas Group, we've started a grandparenting ministry in Skyline Church. I am so looking forward to the future with the Legacy Coalition and intentional Christian grandparenting.
Well, Barb is a skilled presenter and motivator, and she's now actually joined our staff, and she's developing regular online events called Grand Monday Nights. That is going to offer practical help and encouragement and community for grandparents all across the country. So thank you, Jim, and the whole Barnabas Group. What you've done has been really strengthened and supported our ministry. So back to COVID. During the virus shutdown, we saw something happening that was really good with grandparents. We saw them begin to connect with their grandkids like never before, or long to anyway. We saw them confronted with their own fragility and their mortality, and many of them reacted with more urgency for family impact, thinking more than ever about the legacy that they would be leaving. And you know, there's another benefit to the COVID virus shutdown, and that is that grandparents, most of them know how to Zoom conference now, and that's paid off. So we said, you know what, this is our perfect opportunity. We need to reach them. We can't miss this chance. So we're going to adjust our plans and forge ahead. And so over the last 3 months, we have reformed almost everything that we've done. And I want to share 4 of those adaptations with you. In regard to our national conference on Christian grandparenting, we've had to move it to March. We've also cut the price in half. We have increased the video feeds every site can have. We've added a small group option. And just like what you have done with the Barnabas Group, we've moved from a gathering model to an online model until the world opens back up. And we believe these changes are going to result even more than the 12,000 grandparents participating, God willing. And then secondly, the Grand Monday Nights are something that we have started with Barb Lorenz. It actually launches this next Monday night, August the 10th. We've completed the pilot. We're so excited. It's going to be a regular free opportunity for grandparents to connect with subject matter experts on all things related to grandparenting. There'll be a different topic every week. And if you're a grandparent, you join us. If you're not, well, tell somebody you know. I promise you, we will make them a better grandparent. Thirdly, we're holding a free 3-hour on-demand event called Finding Hope for Today. It will premiere the weekend of September 17th through 20th, and it's designed to blow the socks off Grandpa and Grandma with encouragement and inspiration. We're going to give hope to grandparents with new ideas and strategies for coping in this crazy world. And fourth, we've also launched a pastors division. We're enlisting pastors who are nearing retirement or recently retired to join us to carry our vision through pulpit supply and speaking engagement. So we have honored we're honored to have pastors like Dennis Keating from Emmanuel Faith in Escondido, Lee Hamby from Carlsbad Community, John Huffman from St. Andrews Press in Newport Beach. These are all part of the group. And if you need a speaker on grandparenting in your small group, we've got great communicators that are ready to join you by video right now. Now, so what can you do to help us? Once again, it's 6 words. Help us get the word out. Just tell somebody about us whenever you have the chance. But here are some more specifics. Help us get the word out to church leaders and grandparents about the online opportunities. If you're not a grandparent, then I'm sure you know one. Encourage them to check us out this next Monday night, 6 p.m. Just give us your email and we'll give you the link, or you can visit our website and find it there. Help us to get people to attend the summit in March. There are simulcast sites for that in Seal Beach, Escondido, Murrieta, and Redlands, and maybe more. Each one of them also has video feeds so that you could actually have the conference come directly to your church and to your group of grandparents. Finally, we want to connect with any of you that are interested in knowing more. So we've set up two video meetings next week on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. The first one, you will learn about bringing upcoming opportunities on grandparenting, like the Legacy Grandparenting Summit, to your church or your group. We want you to be clear about the options, and this meeting will help you to know what to do. Secondly, on Wednesday, that one will be about starting a grandparenting ministry in your church. We have a bunch of ideas for what you can do if you're still shut down. We know some of you will want to join that. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's the family pastor in your church or somebody else, but would you ask them to invest an hour of their time just to learn about this? We want to send out the links for you, so make sure that you put that information down if you're interested. Let me leave you with two words. The first one is this one: urgency. You see, most of the time, people connect growing older with slowing down, but we feel such a sense of urgency. We want to speed up. The rapid deterioration of our culture, the shrinking window of opportunity, and not to mention the fact that our grandkids grow up so fast. All of these things make us want to move as fast as we can, doing the best that we can, and impacting as many grandparents as we can. In 3 John verse 4, we read, "I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth." Can I add, knowing that your children are walking in the truth is not only the greatest joy, it's also the greatest purpose. And that's the second word, purpose. All across our nation, grandparents are finding great joy and great purpose by more intentionally passing on their faith, not only to their children, but to their grandchildren and the generations that follow. There is a national movement of grandparents becoming intentional, and we invite you to join that national movement. Thank you again, Jim and the Barnabas Group. We deeply appreciate your support and all you do to help us.